Hey guys, good now folks, this is Lucas from Whenever MTG, and once again I bring you another deck tech video. So I have adopted this new, let's say, style of deck tech video. Previously I was, I was recording the whole deck and everything, but there's a small problem with that kind of video. One, I record using my phone, and most of the time you can't clearly see the cards, so visually it's not very appealing, it's not very attractive. So I decided to switch to this type of video where I'm gonna display the images for the cards. So visually speaking, I think it's gonna be a lot better. Yeah, but this is a test, so if it's not that good, please let me know in the comment section. And another problem is that, well, I don't have all the Pauper decks possible. So it's hard for me to talk about decks that I don't have. For this one, I do have Rakdos Madness. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I don't have every deck. I don't have every deck, so yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, so this week I've displayed a vote in which the community could vote to see the next deck tech video. And as of today, Saturday at 7 p.m., Rakdos Madness had 29% of the votes, and Black Gardens had 28%. So Rakdos Madness won, and here we go. Yeah, today we're talking about Rakdos Madness. So it's a deck that's been around for a while, and with Modern Horizons 3, it got a few more play things. Well, just one actually. The one being Sneaky Snacker. It's been a great addition to the deck, and it gives you a more recursiveness, because you can always keep drawing and discarding a lot of cards and bringing Sneaky Snacker back every turn, or almost every turn. And that will give you, another headache for your opponents, because apparently just dealing with burn isn't enough. Yeah, so the deck tries to make use of that madness mechanic by discarding cards with madness, casting it for its madness cost, and, drawing cards without, let's say, losing anything. So it generates a lot of value with each play. And, well, think of it of a non-stop burn. You just burn your opponent every turn, and you just keep burning them. It's even more annoying than burn, in my opinion. Yeah, so here I have my deck list. Hold on, let me put it here. Yep, here it is. So let's talk about the deck, shall we? Here we have the deck list. One more thing. Over the internet, you might see some different versions of this deck. For instance, there are people out there not playing artifact lands at all, and instead of Galvanic Blast, they're playing Chain Lightning, which, you miss 1 point of damage, but you don't risk getting, people destroying your lands. So I would say that depending on your metagame, depending on, your opponents, it might be worth it, dropping the artifact lands so you don't get mana screwed. So yeah, if you're facing a lot of White Winnie, maybe it's best to drop the artifact lands, because, they have Dust to Dust. It's a 2-for-1, and it will just obliterate your game plan. But anyway, here's my list. Here's the list I've been running. Let's talk about it. So there are 4 copies of Voldaren Epicure, 4 copies of Sneaky Snacker, 4 Kitchen Imp, 4 Faithless Looting, the deck's bread and butter, 4 Galvanic Blast, 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Grab the Prize, 4 Alms of the Vein, 4 Fiery Temper, 3 Vampire's Kiss, 2 Demand Answers, and 19 lands. 3 Drossforge Bridge, 1 Rakdos Carnarian, 4 Great Furnace, 4 Jagged Barrens, 2 Mountains, 2 Swamps, and 3 Vault of Whispers. So again, this is my list. I hope you enjoy it. Let's talk about it. So like I said before, the deck tries to make use of the Madness mechanic by using Faithless Looting or Grab the Prize or Demand Answers. And, you know, you draw cards and with Grab the Prize and Demand Answers, first you discard a card and then you draw 2. Therefore, you know, we want to try to do that on turn 3, because then you can, you know, with 3 lands, 3 mana open, you can cast Grab the Prize, discarding something with Madness and casting it right on the spot. With Faithless Looting, you can cast it as early as turn 1, but that wouldn't be ideal because you want to make use of the Madness mechanic. So casting it on turn 2 or 3 is way more optimal, where on turn 3 you could, you know, pay 1, draw 2, and discard 2 cards with Madness and use them right away. So what happened? You drew 2 cards and you used 2 at the same time. That means you haven't cycled 2 cards. You actually drew 2 while using 2. That's a lot of value. Okay? So typically on turn 1, we want to cast Voldaren Epicure or play a tapped land. That's very standard. Turn 2, the best play possible would be casting Grab the Prize or Demand Answers, discarding Sneaky Snacker. So what will happen if you do that? So first you're going to discard a card in order to cast Grab the Prize or Demand Answers. And so Sneaky Snacker will go to your graveyard before you draw the 2 cards. So then you resolve the effect by drawing 2, and you get a fairy. So yeah, ideally you do that. You're going to draw 2 cards and you're going to put Sneaky Snacker into play from your graveyard, of course, but that's a lot of value. On turn 3, you want to try to repeat the process by casting a draw spell. So Faithless Looting, Grab the Prize, or Demand Answers. If you have none of that, you can cast Vampire's Kiss, for instance, or just hold some open mana for burn spells. But ideally, you want to keep drawing and discarding every turn and try to discard either Sneaky Snacker or something with Madness and just keep the train rolling. Just keep on going. Don't stop. This deck tries to, you know, burn your opponent, but also keeping up the rhythm by drawing cards. So ideally, that's what you want to do. Usually, this deck needs at least, let's say, 3 mana to, you know, in order for you to have a smooth gameplay. Sorry. So yeah, try to hit your 3rd and 4th land as fast as possible by drawing. And yeah, if you do that, you're golden. Because this deck won't do very well if you get stuck on 2 lands. That reason alone might also be the reason why most people don't like to play artifact lands. Because on game 2, you can easily get mana screwed by casting to the fire, or even smash to smithereens, or dust to dust, removing 1 or 2 artifact lands in a row. That will set you back horribly, and you might not be able to recover. But again, on my meta, I don't have a lot of White Winnie, so I'm confident I can still play this configuration. If I see a lot of white decks, I might switch to, you know, the version without artifact lands, but hey, I'm here to talk about my version. So yeah, that's my main deck. If I left something out, if I forgot to comment about something, please let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. Okay, let's move to the sideboard. So this is my sideboard adapted to my meta. Okay, so I'm running 2 End of Festivities, 2 Nihil Spellbomb, 2 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Cast into the Fire, 2 Fiery Cannonade, 1 Terminate, 1 Cast Down, because I only have 1 Terminate, and 3 Smash to Smithereens. So, yeah, at first, this is very straightforward, I would say. We have, let's say, little sweepers like End of Festivities, Cast into the Fire, and Cannonade. That helps us with the creature matchups. Let's say White Winnie, Mono Blue Fairies, Elves, even Slivers. Yeah, against small creature decks, go white decks, even Boros Synthesizer or Orzhov Blade. Yeah, against blue we have 2 Red Elemental Blast. Against artifact decks like Jund Wildfire, Grixis Affinity, Mono Black Gardens with tons of artifact lands, we have Smash to Smithereens and Cast into the Fire. For big creature decks like Guru Ramp or even Jund Wildfire, you want to be able to deal with Chrysalis. So yeah, Terminate and Cast Down. Yeah, I think I've explained most of the sideboard. If you have any doubts or questions, if I forgot about something, please let me know in the comment section. Now, let's talk about the good and bad matchups. So, for the good matchups, Rakdos Madness is great versus non-interactive decks, but also against the top performing decks right now. So Jund Wildfire and Grixis Affinity, they do take their time to execute their game plan. Therefore, you have all the time in the world to keep cycling your cards, dealing damage to them every turn. And if they try to cast Refurbished Familiar and you're a good Rakdos Madness player, you can just punish them by discarding something with Madness. Or 1 Sneaky Snacker, that won't hurt you. That will actually help you. So yeah, I would say that good matchups are Jund Wildfire, Grixis Affinity. I would also include Boros Synthesizer. It's they take their time to execute their game plan, and you're usually faster. Well, it's a deck that we haven't seen in a while, but it's good versus them. Orzhov Blade tends to be 50-50 because they gain a lot of life with their main deck, so it could be tricky. I would say it's 50-50, but a bit more favored for the Rakdos Madness deck. Dredge, they don't have time enough to respond to what you're doing. Well, it's been banned, but Glee was also a good matchup. Rakdos Madness had the tools to just keep being aggressive, and you could just hold 1 open mana to cast either Blast or Lightning Bolt. So you did have answers for the Glee matchup. Not that you needed it, because you were usually faster, but yeah. Yes, I guess I covered the good matchups. Let's talk about the bad matchups. Usually, decks with Weather the Storm are nightmare-ish for Rakdos Madness. I've won a game where my opponent was able to gain 21 life in a single turn. I just kept playing the game and cycling stuff every turn. I had a very nice sequencing, by the way, but, it is what it is. Bad matchups. I would say that White Winnie tends to be a bad matchup. Usually they have a lot of life gain game one, with the Lunarch, and I believe that's it. But they also have Prismatic Strand, which could totally ruin your sequencing if you don't play it right. Let's say you want to cast Grab the Prize and discard Fiery Temper. You have to resolve Fiery Temper before you resolve Grab the Prize, which means when you do that, your opponent can cast Prismatic Strand and nullify both instances of damage. So that's a huge setback, but we're still drawing 2 cards, so that's not the end of the world. And we also have black cards, which means Prismatic Strand won't hit everything we do. So I would say it's a 50-50, but I would favor White Winnie. They tend to be faster, and they have life gain, and they prevent damage. So it's tricky, but we do have the tools to deal with them on game 2 by getting Fury Cannonade and maybe Nihil Spellbomb, so they won't flash back Prismatic Strand. Yeah. A really bad matchup would be Gru Ramp. Usually they're way faster than us. It's tricky to keep up the rhythm when your opponent's hitting you with 4/5, 5/4, 5/5s. Big creatures. Sometimes you have to kill a creature, and they're very beefy, and you have to spend 2 burn spells. So that sets you back quite a lot. I've had nightmares with this matchup. It's really tough. It's winnable, but tough. I would say game 1 and 2, it's probably a 70 to 30 chance. Yeah. Or maybe I've just had really bad draws. I don't know. Let me know about your experience. Yeah. Gru Ramp is a bad matchup. White Weenie tends to be a bad matchup. Fairies, I would say it's very 50-50. Depends on your opening. But Kitchen Imp, has 2 toughness, and Fairies cannot deal with that. But most of your cards are cost 1 and 2, so Stutter usually hits everything. So it's tricky, but if you play it right, you have the upper hand because you have removal. So yeah, if you play it right, the game is yours. I would say it's very 50-50. So usually creature decks like Elves or Slivers, we have Sweepers on game 2. We have very good removal on game 1. Those 1-mana burn spells can just kill a lot of our Elves or, any of the Lord Slivers. So, yeah, I would say it's a great matchup. It's a bad matchup for them. Sorry. So I kind of forgot to include them earlier. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. If I forgot about something, please let me know in the comment section. If you'd like to know about a specific matchup that I haven't talked about here, yes, let me know, okay? Yeah, guys, also, please let me know of, what you think about the new style. I think this is way better. Visually speaking, you can see all the cards, you can read them. It's very clear. And, I don't have all the magic. I don't have all the Pauper decks, so it would be impossible for me to just keep on bringing deck tags every week, and that's my goal from now on. So yeah, let me know how I did. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.